Thank you. Good evening and welcome to today's special selectmen's meeting for December 29th, 2020. First order of business is a roll call. Mr. Hajar,
Present.
Mr. Maloney,
Present.
Mrs. Donahue. Mrs. Donahue,
Present.
Mr. Lane,
Present.
Present.
Chairman is present, so all are present. Also joining us is Attorney David DeLuca. First order of business is basically to correct action we took at our December 8th, I think it was, town meeting, having to do with renewal of licenses for the coming year. And I think at the moment, I'll turn it over to Mr. DeLuca for further explanation.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to introduce my colleague, Rachel Mills, who's on the call with us. Rachel's been one of our crackerjack associates who has been doing some terrific work for us in the municipal area. And I thought it'd be helpful if she joined us today for this.
Welcome.
Rachel had put some time in on this matter from a week or two ago. Yes, so just to review quickly, there was a posting that was made in December. The early part of December is typically the case for the town of Norwood and any other municipality that's considering renewal of various licenses for the year end and the beginning of the calendar year to follow. And that posting, unfortunately, was somewhat deficient in that it only indicated as an agenda item that we were going to be considering renewal of various licenses. And it was pointed out to us by way of a open meeting law complaint that it is technically necessary to include a listing of all of the license holders with that posting. And we'll be discussing in a little bit more detail in executive session the nature of that complaint and the proposed response. But the long and the short of it is that the license renewal needs to be revisited, of course, before the end of the year and essentially revoted as you had back in on December the 8th, I think was the last time it was taken up, in order to be effective without interruption. There are approximately, by my count, about 260 different licenses that, in fact, were posted for this meeting, so that there's no concern at all about proper notice. All of that was included on the agenda for today's meeting, all of those proposed license holders. And therefore, the work of your board today is simply to revisit the question of renewal of those licenses as you did in early December in order to affirm continuity of those licenses for the calendar year 2021.
All right, so can we take any comments or questions on any of the licenses? And if there aren't any, one vote to reaffirm our action of approving all the licenses, or do we need to do them individually or by categories?
Yeah, I'm not sure how you did it back on December the 8th. Again, that's probably as much a matter of custom than anything. I'll rely on sort of a redo, if you will, of whatever action was taken on the 8th of December, however you handled it, by category or not.
We did it by liquor and then everything else.
Right, so in the matter of alcoholic license renewals, do I have a motion? Mr. Hajar?
So move to approved as listed on the agenda.
Is there a second? Anything further? All in favor? And opposed? Mrs. Donahue, will you be abstaining?
I abstain.
Please record Mrs. Donahue is abstaining. Mr. Hajar?
Aye.
Mr. Maloney,
Aye.
Mr. Lane,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye, so that's 4-0 to approve the licenses for the next coming year of all alcoholic beverages, all categories. And now you have all the other licenses, amusements, so on and so forth. You've got them in your packets. They've been listed in the public notice. Is there any other questions or action on those matters?
Motion to reconfirm.
Approval. Isn't there a second?
Second.
Made and seconded. All in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
Mr. Najjar? Mr. Najjar? Mr. Maloney?
Aye.
Mrs. Donahue?
Aye.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. So that's unanimous. I believe that concludes the matters on our agenda that we intended to take up this afternoon in an open session. We do have the matter, Mr. DeLuca commented on with further explanation to be happen in executive session. I find that it would be potentially detrimental to the town's position to have that discussion in open. So I will take a motion to go into executive session to discuss that with council. I don't believe there's a reason we will be coming back in an open session for any reason other than to adjourn. Is there a motion, Mr. Najjar?
I actually have a question, Mr. Chairman.
Certainly.
I'm sorry I didn't bring it up. I'm sorry I didn't bring it up when we were talking about the other licenses other than the liquor. On this list are 3 taxi cab licenses, which I don't believe we actually have applications for, since none of them were approved in the previous calendar or fiscal year. So actually, I'm kind of wondering why we would include them for this year until we reissue regulations. And again, it's because none of them actually, I believe, do not have a license from last year to reauthorize. Is that true, Christina?
It's probably that they weren't revoked in the system before the list of licenses was published in August or September originally. So yeah, they should be removed. Take them
So
out.
that's a very good point. Thank you for pointing that out. Would you like to make a motion that the those 3 be stricken from the previous vote?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, Mr. Najjar?
Aye.
Mr. Maloney? Mr. Maloney? Aye. Mrs. Donahue?
Aye.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Thank you for catching that, that correction. So with that, is there a motion for executive session?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Najjar?
Aye.
Mr. Maloney? Mrs. Donahue?
Aye.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
The chair votes aye. So we will sign off. We'll go back into executive session. And as I announced, only for the purpose of, we'll only reopen for the purpose of adjournment. Thank you very much.